Message.
I can't agree with you saying, "Ooh, I look fine today. Let me post it for the world to see." Because what are you posting it for? To get that attention. It's as simple as that. There's no other reason to post. Now, I'm going to ask y'all this. If a dude tell y'all, you can post the same stuff you've been posting. Post whatever you want. But make your page private and delete all males off your page that's not family member. How would you feel about a dude saying that?
That's controlling.
So you would think he tripping?
Yes, that's controlling.
Shirley, you would think he tripping?
I would. I'm not gonna.
So
Narcissistic.
Okay. They just said they posting for themselves. They doing it just because it look good. They just said it's not no unloyal aspect to this. But when we take males out of the equation, you the bad guy. But before you take them out of the equation, they just posting for themselves. It can't be for y'all sales, and it can't be just because you feel good. Because I'm still saying, babe, post it. Baby, do your thing. Post whatever you want to post, however many times you want to post it. Let's just take the men that might pose a threat to our relationship or trying to get in between what we got going. Let's take them out the picture. Now I'm tripping. So don't they click in y'all head that, maybe I'm not just doing it just for me. Or maybe I'm not just doing it just because I feel good. Can we agree to that now?
I still can't.
We can't agree to that.
Indian men are searching for a modern but traditional wife, but Indian women are searching for a modern husband. And this mismatch is exactly why so many people's searches are going nowhere. Here's what I see from the matchmaking lens. The men and women walking into the Indian matchmaking right now are not looking for the same marriage. The women they are meeting are not the women they were raised to expect. These women are financially independent. They have their own money, their own apartments, their own plans made without anyone's permission. And when men encounter all of that, many of them don't react kindly and they say things like, "We want a modern but traditional woman." What they are describing is a woman who will not disturb the life they had, someone family oriented, whose independence does not bother their control over her. But such women really stopped existing almost 30 years ago. Now, women have spent equal effort and time on their careers, studies, and their independence. They want a man who sees all of that and genuinely respects it. Someone who does not manage them or wait for the ambition to fade or treat their career as optional. Someone who is fine with who they really are. So here's what you actually have in a room. A man who wants a woman who will fold into his world, who will bring her education and her personality into a home he already has, and a woman who does not want to compromise on her career, ambition, and financial independence to manage someone else's home. The ones that make it work are between two people who are genuinely adaptable. What I mean is a man who genuinely wants his partner's independence and not performs it, not tolerates it, but actually believes in it as the foundation of how they live together.
You know, some of these modern women really want commitment. They want the benefits of commitment. Oh, he's going to take me here. He's going to do me there. He's going to take me there. He's going to give me this. He's going to give me that. But they don't want the behavior of commitment. He's going to give me all these things. He's going to do all of these things for me. But I'm not going to really do anything for him because I'm the princess and there's just certain things that I need. Him, we're going to put his needs on the back burner.
My homegirl has made so many dudes shake for her that she's lost count of how many have done it for her on FaceTime, in person. I don't know what she says and does to these dudes, but they just listen to her. They do whatever she wants, and she don't even be hunching on them. She don't hunch on them, and the crazy thing is she gets no gratification from it. The only kind of gratification she gets is knowing that she made a nigga do it, knowing that she has power over. I don't know. It scares me. It really scares me because she's such a, you know what I'm saying, ball of sunshine. Would never expect this kind of behavior from her. And she'll record, they don't care, and sometimes they'll just offer to do it without her even asking. I don't know what she's doing to these. And this ain't even the worst part. She made one dude put a heart-shaped butt plug in the hole, right? And bent over, tooted up, rump to the air, and take pictures. Polaroid. And the thing is like, these are manly man traditional type of dudes that get around their homies and be talking about some, oh, I never do that. That's, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sassy. And I feel like this just goes to show that like a lot of dudes are out here putting on this mask of traditional masculinity and they don't even be like that behind closed doors, you know what I'm saying? And it also really shows the extent that what a man will do in order to get some buns. It's really odd.
Modern women seem to think that you can make fun of men and talk about their masculinity and put them down. Oh, you're not a leader. And modern women will do this type of stuff for years on end, right? And then when a man hears this and decides to go his own way, then modern women start complaining about, oh, you know, where are the men that lead? Where are the good men at? How come I can't find a good man? I don't know. Maybe because you spent the last 10 years mocking him and making fun of who he is.
I hear a lot of women saying, where are all the good men? Where are all the good men at? And as someone who talks to single men every single day who are very serious about partnership, let me tell you where these men are hanging out. The first is these men are incredibly focused on their goals and their dreams. So they are not at the bar. They are not at the club. These guys are hustling on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They are working towards their dreams. They are working towards their purpose. I talk to a lot of these guys and they wake up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. They are super focused on their health. So if you are looking for a guy that takes care of himself, who is healthy, it's important that you yourself are also taking care of yourself. Now, you don't need to wake up that early in the morning, but it is important that you have healthy habits. And those guys are also not excessively drinking, or they're not drinking at all. Most of them honestly have stopped like between their late 20s and early 30s. They are taking time out of their schedule to visit their parents, to spend time with their siblings or nieces, nephews. A lot of these really great guys, they have a solid group of friends, either from high school, from college, from their 20s. They keep in touch with these people. They go on trips with them. They hang out with them. They spend time with them and their significant others. The ones that I've been speaking to as of late are not out there spending their time doing things that are not going to have an ROI either on their health or their career or their overall dreams. And
modern women continue to try to force men because they keep on saying men try to force them into a bad deal. But it's actually, in a lot of these situations, it's reverse. Modern women are upset. Oh, you know, you're bitter. You're this. No, I'm not bitter. I just see what you're doing. I got a clear understanding. I got a clear grasp on what you're trying to do. You're trying to make me take a bad deal. You're trying to make me be happy about always getting the short end of the stick. And I'm not doing it.
My date just walked out on me within 30 seconds of seeing my face. He saw me. He said, I'm going to go to the bathroom. He also, when he saw me, I was with Francesca, her boyfriend, and Nick. So, like, not the best look, like, situation-wise, but he kind of snuck up on me. He was like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. He never...
Yeah, no, he walked in and, like, everybody was together.
The man clearly didn't know that he was walking into a group date. 2 girls, 2 guys, and one of them is already dating. And then there's you and Nick. What do you think the man is going to think? It's either like one of 4 things. Number 1, you were planning on like a group intimate situation, which he is not into. 2, you weren't taking getting to know him very seriously. 3, even worse, you weren't not just taking him seriously, you were actually looking to make fun of him. Like he was going to come on this date and it would be one of those like high school nightmare situations where you laugh at him for thinking that you would have any true interest in him. Now, in my opinion, it's either 2 or 4 because I lean towards 4 because it's a super loud bar. How is that an appropriate location for a first date? Like, you can't even hear each other talk to one another. For any man that has been in this situation, or just a heads up to any of you guys that end up running into this situation in the future, believe me when I tell you that this is a clear test of your boundaries. This is disrespectful.
Why can't she appreciate all the work I'm doing? Let's pause in that sentence. She can't appreciate all the work I'm doing. If that feels true to you, it doesn't mean you're lazy or uncaring, but it does mean that your identity is organized around effort and not impact. Most men were taught that effort should count. I'm trying. I'm doing the work. I'm making changes. But relationships don't experience your effort. They experience consistency, regulation, and who you are when it's hard. You can be doing a lot of inner work and still be exhausting to be with if the moment gets emotional and you defend instead of stay present, explain instead of listen, collapse or withdraw instead of repair. When appreciation becomes the metric, the work quietly turns transactional. Real inner work for men isn't about being thanked. It's about becoming someone who doesn't need appreciation to stay stable. So the question isn't, why can't she appreciate me? It's, can I sustain who I'm becoming when no one is clapping? That's where the work actually becomes real. Men can very easily go into a victim mode of, I'm not appreciated, when the real question is why do you need appreciation to stay stable? If this landed, start with safe. Please.
And I think a lot of men are realizing that modern women, they look at them as a resource. They don't really look at men as humans. And so that's why you see a lot of men kind of coming to that realization, kind of stepping back and looking and saying, you know, this woman doesn't really care about me like that. She says she does, but it's not really that way. And then some of these women, they don't even play it. They don't even play it off anymore. They don't even act like they care about you. They're like, hey man, come up off that money.
There are really only two dating situations all ambitious women get stuck in. The first is the classic condescending finance bro. He gives you that rich girl lifestyle, he pays for dinner, but he never lets you forget it. That guy doesn't really respect your career or take your dreams seriously. He's never truly going to be a life partner. The second is the nice guy, but he has low ambition. Everything is 50-50. He can't afford the Uber to dinner, and before you know it, you're working overtime to afford the lifestyle that you want and running a household at the same time. So you're perpetually in fight or flight mode, and you can never really go all in on chasing and pursuing your own career dreams. And that's because what no one tells ambitious women is there's really only one blueprint that works for us. We need to understand how to date like an investor. You find him before he blows up, when he's broke but on the verge of something massive. Like a smart investor, you bet on his current trajectory, not his current status. So as he rises, you don't just sit on his sidelines to become his advisor, his thought partner. You're the one always walking him through the trade-offs, and on the hard days when he doubts himself, you're reminding him of his potential. And you're also the type of partner that gives him peace and clarity for him to hustle and actually make it. There's a very important nuance here. You can only have this role if you're building your own thing too. It doesn't need to be the same career or the same goals, but it has to be something that makes you sharper, more confident, actually make you relevant in the industry. How else are you going to empathize with him and give him good advice if you're not also on the ground building your own experience? How is he going to respect you if you're spending all your time complaining about how your 9-to-5 is? That's what building together really means. You don't have to build the same business, you don't have to make the same amount of money, but you have to build towards the same life, the same values, the same wavelength. And that's the kind of guy that doesn't just want to be with you. When he finally makes it, he knows he couldn't have done it without you. You built that empire together, and he kind of owes you.
A lot of these modern women don't really understand that a man doesn't hate you. It's just when you come into his life, there's some things that, you know, you do well, and he's like, yeah, man, I like that. But then for some reason, you start causing a lot of stress and a lot of issues, right? You say some things off the wall and crazy, knowing good and well, if a man would have said that to you, you'd have said, oh man, you know, I don't need it. I don't need this. I don't need to take this. I'm a strong, independent woman. You'd leave that man. Why is it any different in reverse?
What does a submissive woman do for her man?
Everything.
What does that mean?
You know, like packing his bag, unpacking his bag, just making sure all the things that he wants. And like, I pretty much read his mind. So it's like, if I know you and I study you, like I know how you are in the morning, I know how you are about midday, I know when you're in this mood, what you need. Like before you can ever ask me for something, I'm already on it. I mean, he's spoiled. And you know, when I talk to my girlfriends about it, they're always like, oh, how you guys doing? And I'm just like, girl, he's rotten. I'm like, he's spoiled rotten. Like, he's rotten. But I love that. Like, I want him to be there. I think my biggest flex is how I treat my man. And I've been known to love people back to health. And sometimes it's very draining, but my love is my superpower. And I used to hate that about myself. But now it's like, I'm just embracing it. Like, that's who I am. Like, if I love you, I can heal you.
It's your joy.
It is my joy. You know, I love to see him eating the meal that I cooked. I love seeing him sleep easy. Every night, like clockwork, I scratch this man's back to sleep. And I know when he's asleep because I can tell when his breathing changes. And some people might think that's psychotic, but that's like, I just know that's when I'm like, oh, I can stop now. But I find joy in being your rest, you know? So know what that means. And that works for us because he wants what I have to offer.
What are you getting from all that you're giving? What are you asking for in return?
modern women don't seem to understand that you can't punish when a man puts forth effort. He's putting forth effort and he's actually trying. Say, for instance, a man might go get flowers or something like that. Oh, did you go by the side of the road and pick them up? No, I went into the store. Oh, well, if you did that, then it's not real. You didn't really put in forth effort. They did, and they'll go through a whole bunch of nonsense when you really could have just said thank you. That's it. And then you're going to wonder why men have stopped, men have pulled back, men are going to do other things with their time. It's because you act like that.
First of all, like before we start talking about dates, like how long should we, when is enough, do the intentions match? Because what be happening is people start saying on social media and then it sound good and it feel good, then it get picked up so everybody else start using it, and dating with intent is one of those things, right? Oh, I'm dating with intention. If I'm dating with the intent to, guess what, sweetheart? I'm still dating with intention.
Bishop!
And when the only thing that you say is, oh yeah, I'm dating with intention, I don't want to waste my time, I'm sitting across from you like, I'm dating intentionally too, sweetheart.
Oh, that's a mess.
Tell me more.
Oh my God.
About them, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, before you start to even worry about when and what, because when you have a thorough conversation about what the intent is, y'all probably gonna eventually talk about timing. You know what I'm saying? Are you even in a season where you looking for something serious? Like, how serious is your intent? Are you acting on your intentions right now? Like, where are you in the process of bringing your intent to reality? You feel me? You have to ask questions around the intent. Don't just be out here telling dudes you dating intentionally like that. You know how easy it is to wiggle through that because you're not saying nothing. You saying a whole lot of nothing. I'm dating with intention, some shit that just sounds serious. Because how many women in here was dating intentionally and met that them over because the rubric wasn't tight enough?
So today we have who you're following matters. And that's because we have an epidemic currently going on with guys following way too many women that they don't know. Why are you following 500 different women that literally don't know that you even exist? They don't even know that you breathe air. Sounds pretty stupid when I say it out loud, right? So you're just giving away your attention for free. You're just putting it out there. Anybody can have it. Woman doesn't even have to know your name. You're sitting here liking pictures, jerking off to Instagram stories. Sounds pretty to me. I don't know about you. And as if my opinion's not enough, we can even incorporate the higher form of intelligence's opinion. Let's have a look. Should you be following random IG models that don't even know who you are? Look at that. No. It's a digital resume of desperation, and it tells every girl who visits your profile that you're easily distracted by some pixels. That's you guys, following all these IG hoes out here. Not a good look. And for my final point, the IG models get enough attention. Save yours. I don't know what you guys are looking for by following all these girls, but all you're doing is you're repelling all the women that you may actually have a chance with. So stop doing this. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk today, and I will see you at the same time again tomorrow.
And I don't think modern women truly understand that, oh, I made a choice and, I wanted to go do this. True enough. You might go and have a hot girl summer. Oh, my body, my choice. Right. So when a man hears about that, or he finds out about that, his body, his choice. I don't want to engage in somebody that was out here doing stuff, with any man, and there's no exclusivity to them. I don't want to be around that type of woman. And that's what men are saying. And I know modern women are upset about it. They don't like when men say that. But of course, modern women don't really like when men have preferences and standards of their own.
British girls are not submissive enough for Nigerian men.
Lucky. What makes you think that?
British girls, we can be submissive, but there's a reason why I said submissive enough. An example nice. Would for me would be like a Nigerian man sort of man to be like, I want to jump now. And the normal response for a Nigerian woman would be how high. But me as a British woman, you're telling me jump. You jump first. So I jump after you.
Lead by example.
Jump first, because why do I need to jump? What about if I don't want to jump? What if my knee hurts? But if I don't jump in that moment, forget the fact that my knee is hurting me. You're not submissive. After I take care of you, after I look after you. How about this? jump with me. But the moment you start doing all of that now, you're
trying to say we're equal.
I'm not you the
Okay.
same. And I just sat down and I realized I don't think British girls are submissive enough for Nigerian men. A Nigerian man will still always go back to a Nigerian woman because fundamentally, Nigerian women only understand Nigerian men. Like, they understand each other perfectly. A Nigerian man, the sort of submission they're looking for is to close your mouth and sit there. When I tell you, you stand up. I would decide if you're going to the club today. Before, I liked to think I was a Nigerian girl till I got to Nigeria and met other Nigerian girls and realized what it really took to be submissive in the eyes of a Nigerian man. And I realized, you know what? Actually, it's not a bit of me. If I'm being honest, girls in Lagos, I don't want to generalize. Please don't be angry. I realize you lot are going through it. It looks really glamorous outside looking in. She even cooks, cleans, services him. Even if they argue, she's still there. She'll even come back and still apologize and bring a fresh plate of offering. A British man would never. I'm now in my season where I want Europeans. You know, dealing with Mr. Barry's.
The biggest losers are men who just chase women all the time. They can't think about anything else other than work. No. Can't wait to get off work. They're at work texting some girl. They're on Tinder. They're on Bumble. They're on Hinge. They're on all the apps. And all they can think from 9 to 12 a.m. is women. They just let their financials, their personal life deteriorate because they're out here chasing women. And a lot of kids do that. I'm talking teens. I'm talking people in their 20s. People will waste all of their 20s chasing tail. And then they will come out of their 20s, go and enter their 30s as a nobody. That was me.
It was me too.
I wish I can go back and not chase any of those women, because looking back on it, none of those relationships did anything positive for me.
No.
All those girls are out of my life. If I had to tell that to the young generation, just, stop chasing girls. At the end of the day, the right one will come to you.
I literally lived that life where I was just chasing women left and right. I haven't gone on a date in a year and a half. Why? I'm not on Hinge. I'm not on Tinder. I'm not on any of those dating apps.
That's good.
But it goes back to what we've talked about before. I want to become a provider. How do I get there? Do I get there by going out every weekend, chasing women, spending my money on women that I know will never be my wife? I provide for myself first, find love for myself in the sense of going to the gym, getting stronger, going after my ventures, getting more money in my ventures, building up my business. So when the time comes and I do meet my wife, I do meet the woman I want to be with, I'm prepared for that.
And, they were talking about monkey branching. And I think my boy Decode Dating, is basically saying you have to be the best option. No, I don't. If she ain't looking at me like that, then I don't care nothing about what she's talking about. I don't, man. I'm too old. I don't have time for it. If you don't like me, if you're not looking at me like actually considering me, I don't care nothing about what you got going on. You're not for me. There's plenty of pretty women out there that's gonna give me the time of day. Might not look the greatest, might not look like one of these, whatever you call them, models on TV, but if I like them and they meet my needs, then that's probably who I'm gonna go with, to be honest with you. A lot of these modern women like to come out here and waste your time. And that's one of the things I definitely don't like. Modern women wasting my time? Absolutely not. I'm not the best for you. Get the heck up out of my face.